Good morning, friends. And I would say welcome back because remember, we have one session actually. But let's consider this as our first session and let us try to go from scratch. Okay. So let us say this is our first official demo session. So whatever we have seen in the previous session, I'll just try to revise a bit so that no one will miss anything there. Okay. Fine. So this is our first official demo session on the Amazon Web Services. Okay. And as you know, this is a package that includes AWS as well as your this server administration, the Linux server administration, right? But at 6 a.m., we will go with our Amazon Web Services, only the cloud computing concept. Linux server administration will start at some other time that we will decide hopefully soon. But as of now, at 6 a.m., this is your Amazon Web Services. All right. And let us keep the session, you know, more interactive. Interacting the sessions, whenever you have any doubt, feel free to send your questions in chat box. There is a chat box there. I'm just sending a message there. I just said hi there. So hopefully you can see this message. So whenever you have any doubt, send your question in the chat box so that I can come to your question and let us keep this session more interactive. Like I said, if the session is interactive, it will be very interesting and it can go a bit more deep. Done? Fine. Now, before we continue with our session, before we start our session, let me just have some formal introduction here. This is Shakeel Aman here, friends. I am your instructor for the cloud computing as well as for the Linux administration class. So I have overall 14 plus years of experience in this IT industry. Okay, let me just put some basic things, what I have done in my 13, 14, 15 years of career. See, 14 years before when I started my career as a Windows Server admin actually. Okay. With this Windows Server admin, I was a network admin as well. There is something called CCNA, CCNP, CCI, all these things. So this was my initial time in this IT industry. Okay. See, till today, actually, if you want to start your career in this IT industry, there is no better way than learning the server administration part and the network administration part. I guess most of you are planning for cloud computing, DevOps, cyber security, ethical hacking, and all the other things, right? So if you're planning for any of the things what I have said here, see, the best way to start your career is to learn about the operating system, that is a Linux server operating system, and learn about the networking part. Networking is the backbone of any technology, my friend, especially when you talk about cloud computing or DevOps or let's say cyber security. Networking is the background. Okay, so this is what I did 14 years before, and this is what you should do today, and this is what someone should do maybe in 2040 as well. Let's say after like 14, 15 years again, this is still the most important part of our journey, server administration and the networking part. Okay. Now with this, I did my virtualization. I have experience on this virtualization. I have experience on security. And for past many years, I'm on cloud computing, especially on Amazon Web Service, Amazon Cloud. Okay. So virtualization is again a very major part of our cloud computing. So we are not learning virtualization for like 1 month or 45 days or 50 days, something like this, but we are learning virtualization at least for a couple of days. We have to understand virtualization concept. Virtualization was the technology. Because of this virtualization technology, cloud computing technology came into existence. Okay, virtualization is the technology. I should not say was. Virtualization is still the technology. Okay, because of this virtualization technology, the concept of cloud computing is. So we'll just try to understand everything, virtualization, security, and everything. But this is my, experience. I have experience on different domains actually, and all these domains will come back in cloud computing. When I started learning networking or server administration like Windows or Linux server administration way back in 2007 and 2008, I never thought like, there will be a technology called cloud computing. I came to know about cloud computing in the year 2011-12 actually. But 2007-8, I had no idea about cloud computing. Okay. I started learning about cloud computing in the year 2015 and 16. So when I started learning about cloud computing in 15 and 16, I realized cloud computing is a concept where the servers are there, the networking is there, virtualization is there, security is there. So out of all these domains where I have, experience, the most easiest thing I felt was in cloud computing, my friend. The reason was whatever I was learning in cloud computing, I have already covered before. So learning wise, it was very easy for me, and hopefully presenting wise, also hopefully it will be very easy for me, and hopefully it will be easy for you to understand actually. Okay, so yeah, this is my journey, friends. This is my journey for last 14, 15 years. So like I said, you hopefully it will be very interesting for me to present the subject, and hopefully it will be easy for you to grab the subject. But like I said, friends, try to keep the sessions more interactive. Just try to send your questions in chat books whenever you have any doubt. And at the end of the session, if you want to talk to me directly, that's a different thing. We can interact at the end of the session directly. But in middle of the session, try to use the chat box, because every session we are recording here, friends. Right now the recording has started actually, and we will share these recordings once we finish our session. Every day we will share the recordings actually. Next 2 3 classes, recordings should be available only on the YouTube. Okay, after those 2 3 classes, once we the registration process, everything is done, we will share the recordings directly through a Google Drive with the registered people only. But for next couple of days, the recordings are available on YouTube. Okay. So all the sessions will be recorded here, friends. So let us keep the sessions more neat and clean, so that, when you revise the sessions again some other time, it will be easy for you to understand everything from this particular session. And in case if you miss any class, like I said, the recording is available. We can just go through the recordings before you come to the next class. Just a simple friendly suggestion here, friends. Whenever you are learning any IT course, better not to miss any class actually, because these courses are something like a chain. Second class is connected to third class, 14th class is connected to 15th class, 19th class is connected to 28th class. So like this, all the classes are connected with each other. So better not to miss any class, but still, due to some emergency, if you miss any class, you will get recording within couple of hours. So you can just go through the recordings and you can again be ready for the next class. Done? So this is some basic, introduction and some protocols that we need to follow here. Now let us go through the concept of cloud computing. As you know, this is one technology which is obviously in more demand for at least for last 5 6 years, especially this is in more demand. Actually, the concept of cloud computing officially started in the year 2006. But before 2006 also, if you go and see the history, the traces of cloud computing, you can see from many decades actually. Okay, the technology is not so new. Okay, but still, especially from 2018-19, the demand of cloud computing was huge. And you know what happens in 2020 actually? 2020, 2021, actually, this was the COVID time, right? So things were not so good. But overall, the demand of cloud computing started in 2018-19, and especially last 3 4 years, the demand is at its peak. And for many, many years to come, the demand will still remain at its peak. Okay, so there are many requirements available, and there are not so many people who can work on cloud computing. This is right now, this is the current situation about this particular cloud computing concept, my friend. Okay, now let us see what is cloud computing, why it is in so much in demand. Okay, let me just write one more point here. See, if you are planning to go with any other technology, let us say uh, DevOps or cyber security. Let's say if someone is a programmer here who is working on Java or Python or .NET for last 8 7 10 years, for them also the cloud computing concept is nearly mandatory. In every demo, in every batch, I'll see at least one or two people who say like, okay, we are working on this Java, we are in this Java programming for last, 10 years, we are Python developers for so and so years. Now we want to learn cloud computing. You know why these people wants to learn cloud computing? The reason is their company is asking them to learn the cloud computing. Their company is asking them to add this cloud computing concept. The reason is if you're a Java programmer, you're working on a server, you need a server actually, right? To test your codes and test your programs and test whatever you are designing there. So from where you can take a server? Now, this is the one question that we need to address today. From where we can take a server? Now, listen carefully, my friend. We can take server in two ways. One is we can either go with a physical server or we can go with a virtual server. See, we need a server for sure. As a Java programmer, you need a server. If you want to run some application, you need a server. You want to store some data, you need certain storage, you need certain server. So whatever activities we do over a computer network, as a programmer or as a multimedia person or as an accounts person or as a sales person, whatever the department we belongs to, we need a server actually to run that particular application or to do that particular activity. So the main concept is about server. So from where we can take a server, friends? Like I said you, we can take a server as a physical server or we can take a server as a virtual server. Okay. Now what is a server here? Server is like a computer, okay, that has its own operating system and that provides services to the users or clients over the network. This is the simple definition of a server, man. So what is a server? Server is like a computer. Now there is no need for me to show you how computers look, right? But let me just show you how the servers will look actually. This is actually a server. See here, friends, can you see the company here? The company name is IBM. You know this company very well, right? IBM. See, your company name can be IBM. Your company name can be Dell, HP, Toshiba, Lenovo. You know, whatever companies I'm naming here, all these companies, laptops, maybe you have already seen, or maybe you have at least used some of the companies' laptops here. IBM laptop, HP laptop, Dell laptop. The companies that manufactures your laptops, the same companies will manufacture your servers. Actually, these companies first they started manufacturing servers from let's say 1970s and 1980s. Laptops came maybe let's say in 1990s, right? So these companies are the same company that manufacture your laptops as well as your servers. So these servers are actually very special devices, my friend. They are like computers only, but you know, they are much more faster in speed. They have more storage capacity and they have their own special operating system that is called server operating system. And like, you know, in this package, we are learning about server operating system also, right? Especially the Linux server operating system. So these are those machines actually, my friend, which makes the internet works, which makes every company on the face of the earth works. These are the devices which makes every application works. These are the devices which allows every single bit or byte of data to be stored over the network. These are the backbone of our technology, my friend. As of now, we are able to connect to this particular session through a Zoom meeting. The reason is there are many servers running across the globe which are helping us actually in organizing this particular session. If there are no servers, my friend, there is literally no internet. If there are no servers, we cannot pay money through Google Pay or Phone Pay. If there are no servers, we cannot send a message on WhatsApp. If there are no servers, there is no Facebook or Instagram. If there are no servers, we cannot do the online shopping. If there are no servers, there is no YouTube, or there is nothing over the internet, my friend. So servers are literally the backbone of our computer network. Okay. Now the question again is how and from where we can take these servers. If you can, understand this simple question, my friend, things will be more easier for us to understand in cloud computing. Okay. So let us simply focus on this question first in today's session. And let's see what we can do in coming sessions. Fine. So server, like I said, friends, server can be physical server or a server can be virtual server. Physical server or it can be a virtual server. Now, if you have to take a physical server, the first thing you have to take here is the server hardware. And this server hardware will have its own operating system. Okay. In server hardware, what we have? In hardware, we have, CPU, RAM, storage, NIC card. Majorly, these components will be there in our server hardware. CPU, RAM, storage, and NIC card. Okay. Like, if you go and analyze or if you go and see your laptop or a desktop, you see similar components there. What components you see there? There is a CPU there. Normally we call it as i5 processor, i6, i7 processor, i3 processor, something like this. What is RAM? The temporary storage where it can be like say 16 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, something like this. Storage is your hard disk and NIC card is your component using which you are connecting to the internet. So this is what we need in a server. So this is what we have literally in every server across the globe. And the same components are available in our laptop and desktop as well, right? But like I said to my friend, in a laptop, if you are having 8 GB of RAM, that's more than enough. But in a server, it can be 1024 GB of RAM. In a laptop, if there is 2 TB of storage, that's more than enough. But in a server, there can be 20 or let's say 2000 or 20,000 TB of storage. So see, capacity is more here, right? Speed will be more as well as capacity will be more. How many processors you see in a laptop? Only one processor. i3, i5, i7, there is only one processor. But how many processors will be there in a server? It can be 2, it can be 4, or it can be more than 4. Okay, this is the way it works actually. And coming to the operating system here, my friend, the operating system will be either Windows operating system or it can be the Linux operating system. It will be any one of these operating system, Windows or Linux. So that is your physical server, my friend. Okay, like right now we are using this Zoom meeting to connect to this session here. Right now there is a server to which we are connected, and most probably the server is having the Linux operating system there, and on top of this server the application is running. Which application is running? The Zoom meeting application is running. Done. Now, how many servers we need to run a company? See, there is no exact answer here, but it depends on the size of the company. Maybe in one company, let's say 20 servers are enough. Let's a very small company. Maybe in a company, let's say 200 servers are needed. Maybe in a company, let's say 2000 servers are needed. There is no fixed number here, my friend. How many servers you need? It depends on your business, right? It simply depends on your business actually. Okay. Now, if you want to take 20 servers, 200 servers, or 2000 servers, what you should do? You should simply go and bring these servers physically. Like, for example, if you go to a any website anyway, for example, let's say I want to just buy some physical servers. So I can just go and say IBM servers. See, it is showing me the IBM link here, and you can see there are different models available here. So I can just go there and take any of the servers there. So these are the servers which are available there. So if I go to this ibm.com, it will show me all the different types of servers, their models, their configuration and everything. So I can just go through the different servers available there. Hopefully very soon you will get the experience about different servers. But you can just go through the servers models. You can simply go through the configuration of the servers. And if you feel like, okay, this server can fulfill the requirement, you can simply go there and buy the server. Okay, so these are the servers available here, friends. Let me show you a few things here actually. So you can just go to the specification of the servers. You can see what configuration is there in this machine. And like this, you can simply go there and take this machine. But what I'm trying to show you here is if you want to take one physical server, that one physical server can cost you let's say on average, let's say $4,000. $4,000 will be how much? Around 3.5 lakh Indian rupees. See, normally we are getting a good configuration laptop in 1 lakh rupee, right? So if you want to go with a, okay configuration. I'm not saying like good configuration server will come in 4,000. I'm saying like, a configuration that we can use actually. So that will be around $4,000. Now, in case if your requirement is, let's say 200 servers, 200 multiplied by 4,000 would be how much? 8 lakh dollars. 8 lakh dollars multiplied by Indian currency will be how much? Now see here, my friend. You need 200 servers. And by the way, this 200 server setup is not a big setup. It's not even a medium level setup. In a medium level company, probably you will get around 500, 700 servers there. So here we are taking only 200 servers. But how much money you are spending here, my friend? You are spending around 9 crore, 8 crore, 7 crore Indian rupees. This is only for your hardware. And coming to the operating system, you have to again spend money for the operating system for the license. So overall, you will be spending around, let's say 9 to 10 CR to bring how many servers? 200 servers. Now, see, like I said, the company is a small company. 10 crore rupees, 9 crore rupees, 8 crore rupees is obviously some money, right? Is it easy for, let's say, every company to spend that much money just to bring 200 servers? See, the business has not even started, my friend. Remember, the company business has not even started. We are still in the early stage of our company. We are simply trying to launch some business, trying to launch some application. Okay, so before the business has even started, we have already spent around 8 crore, 9 crore Indian rupees. And beside these servers and this server operating system, you know what we have to do? We just need to spend money on some other components also. Like, see, this is a server, great, but we need many switches there. We need many routers there. We need many firewalls actually, so that, our business can run perfectly and our network can run perfectly. We need all these devices. You know how these devices looks actually? These are the devices. These are all the physical devices. So we just need to bring all these physical devices as well. Okay, so we are spending, let's say our company is spending crores and crores of rupees before the business has even started. Your application has not been launched. Your company has not been started. Users have not been connected. Users have not started working actually, like finance people, sales people, programmers, HR department. They have not yet started working, my friend. Not even the first day of our company. We have already spent 10 crore rupees. And it's a very small business. It's a very small company. This is a problem companies were facing for last many decades. Let's go in 1990s. Let's come from 1990s because 1990s was the time when the internet was started peaking its, momentum. Internet was started, becoming more famous and more popular. So from 1999 till today, let's say 2025, this is one of the most common problem every company face. And the problem is to bring all these devices. See, to run any business over the internet, we need to bring all these devices for sure. So to bring all these devices, we need to spend, the company need to spend some crores and crores of rupees. Okay. Now, is there any solution? Like, instead of spending crores and crores of rupees, can I just, start my business without spending that much money? Yeah, that is possible, my friend. That is possible because there is a concept called cloud computing. And in this cloud computing, we can take a server like a virtual server. What we can do, we can take a virtual server. Okay, let me do one thing. Before I say anything about virtual server, let me show you practically how I can take a virtual server. See, what I'm doing here is I'll just try to connect to my AWS account, Amazon Web Services account. This is my official, account. Hopefully in coming classes, I'll show you how to create a AWS account for yourself so that you can do all practice there. To do all the practicals, you need to have one account there. Done. I have successfully logged in into my AWS account here, friends. And here you can see it looks something like this. Okay. So instead of spending crores and crores of rupees on bringing this infrastructure like routers, firewalls, server devices, server operating system, and all the other things, what we can do here, we can simply go with your virtual server. So what is a virtual server here, my friend? See, a company like Amazon, let me just add three company names here. Amazon, Microsoft, Google. Can you name a company which is bigger than this company? Probably no, right? If you say Oracle, IBM, HP, Cisco, Citrix, DigitalOcean, Alibaba, if you say all these names, whatever names I have mentioned just now, each and every company provides you the cloud computing, my friend. Okay, so not only these three companies, there are many companies that offers you the cloud computing technology. So let us try to understand what exactly they are trying to offer us. So let us say there are three companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. These are the cloud providers, my friend. These are the companies that provides you the cloud services. So what exactly they are trying to provide here? You know, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, they says, listen, you need how many servers? You need 200 servers, right? So to take 200 servers, what you should do? Take 200 servers here, that is physical servers. Take 200 operating system license. Then you need many routers. Then you need many switches. Then you need many firewall. Then you need complete network infrastructure there, right? You need all these things, right? So a company like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google says, listen, why you are spending this much money on your physical infrastructure? Do one thing. We will maintain your physical infrastructure. We will provide you the complete physical infrastructure. So don't worry about your server machines, server operating systems, firewalls, routers, and the network connectivity and all these things. We are ready to take this headache. We are ready to provide you all these things what you need. You know what you do? You just try to concentrate on your business. Amazon says, just try to concentrate on your business. Just try to store your data. Just try to provide security on your data. Just try to run the application. Just try to maintain your application. Don't worry about this physical infrastructure. But the question here is how they are providing these services, how they are providing these servers. Will they come to our company and they will maintain 200 servers? Will they come to our company and will they make the network in our company? No. You know what these companies will do? Very simple and the easiest logic here, my friend. See, such a simple logic and such a successful logic. Company like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, you know what these companies started doing? They started building the data centers. So what is a data center? Data center is a place where we have our devices located. Like within a company also there is a data center. Let me show you a data center in a company, probably a small data center maybe. So a small data center in a company can look something like this. Can you see here? There is a rack and you can see certain servers, routers and switches and all those things. Let me show you one more data center here. See, there is a data center here. What you see, the person is working there, and behind them, behind that person, you can see there are 5 racks there. And every rack, there are certain devices like routers, especially servers, firewalls, and all the other devices. Okay, so this is a data center. So Amazon says you are maintaining your data center within the company. Okay, good. But you are spending too much money. You're spending crores and crores of rupees. So what we do here is we'll provide you everything what you need. That means Amazon says we have data centers available at our location. You know, in India, Amazon people have data centers in 2 locations. One is in Mumbai, another one is in Hyderabad. Google people have data centers located in Chennai, Hyderabad, and Pune. Microsoft people have the data centers available in Hyderabad and some other places. Within India, company like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google have multiple data centers available, and they say, listen, just connect to our data center. How to connect to the data center? Say, create an account, log in into the account, and can you see here option? It says Amazon data center in Hyderabad, Amazon data center in Mumbai. So I'm just connecting to Amazon data center in Hyderabad. I have literally connected to the Amazon data center, which is there in Hyderabad city. If I just go there and select, let us say Sydney. You know what is Sydney? It's Australia, right? Around 14,000 kilometers away from my location. I'm sitting somewhere in Hyderabad now. So this Amazon, the Sydney data center is available 14, 15,000 kilometers away from me. But you know what I did now? I have just connected to the Sydney data center. And what I can do in this Sydney data center, I can run my servers, I can run my applications, I can store my data. Okay, let us come back to the Hyderabad data center again. I've just connected to the Hyderabad data center. See, connection wise, practically it is so easy, right? But want to see how the Hyderabad data center or the Sydney data center looks actually? Let me show you, my friend. First of all, these are not, images from any movie. These are not VFX images. What you see right now is a data center, my friend. Remember, I showed you a data center in a company where there were like 3-4 racks. In this Amazon data center, my friend, probably you will have some thousands of racks. You will have some lakhs of servers available. Say the size of the data center. This is not 360 degrees image actually. This is only one part of the data center. The size of the data center can be bigger than, let's say, 20 football grounds or 20 cricket grounds. You know how much will be 40 acres of land or 50 acres of land? If someone is having 40 acres of land today, that person may never come to this IT technology because 40 acres of land is that much for agriculture purpose and all those things, right? I'm just trying to show you how big the physical location will be. The physical land will be 40 acres of land. The data center cost will be, the data center will be spread in 40, 50 acres of land. Thousands and thousands of servers will be there. So Amazon says, listen, in Hyderabad, we have a data center. Okay. You can just connect over data center and you can run your application there. You can store your data there. But I'll say my requirement is, let's say 200 servers, or let's say 20 servers, or let's say 1500 servers, or let's say 23,000 servers. Amazon says, no worries. You need 20 servers, we will provide you 20 servers. You need 23,000 servers. In next 5 minutes, Amazon can provide us 23,000 virtual servers. Wow, that's a big thing, right? Is there any company where they need 23,000 servers? Of course. I'm just trying to show you, like, if the company is the smallest company to the biggest company, my friend, they can simply go and connect to the Amazon data center, which is there somewhere. There are different geographical locations. We'll see that. But let's say they are connecting to the Hyderabad data center and they are simply taking 23,000 servers. They are demanding 23,000 servers. Amazon will provide them 23,000 servers because they have that many resources available, my friend. Such a big thing, right? So they can simply connect to the data center and they can take the servers from the data center. These servers are actually known as servers which are running in cloud, or servers, they are known as virtual servers. Virtual servers which are running in cloud. So physical server is available in Amazon Hyderabad data center. I will be creating one virtual server by connecting to that physical server or physical data center. Very simple process, but we'll see this. So we can simply connect there. Now, what is the advantage of taking a virtual server? The advantage here is there is no need for us to spend lots of money on day one. We are not bringing any physical servers in our company. Every physical server is available in cloud. See, I'm sitting in a place, let's say Chennai. Obviously, Chennai is a metropolitan city, right? So my company is in Chennai. But you know what I have done? I have decided to go with Amazon Web Services, and the Amazon Web Services data center is there in Hyderabad. So for my company, my servers are running in cloud. Means they are available in some other place. They are available in some other network. They are available in Amazon Cloud. So when I say Amazon Cloud, I'm talking about a different place. My servers are running a different network, a different data center. There's the reason the terminology cloud is used. We are literally not talking about the clouds that we see in rainy season in sky. That's just a name we are using. Okay. So cloud is a concept where I am sitting in one place, but my servers are running in some other place. Okay. So that is your cloud. Okay, so Amazon people have some lakhs and lakhs of physical servers in the data center, and they say, we have the servers, you can take the servers on lease or you can take the servers on rent. Simple logic, right? You can take the servers on lease or you can simply pay every month some money and you can take the servers on rent. So we are literally taking resources from Amazon people and we are using these resources in our organization. We are using these resources to run our business. See, today, if you ask me a question, where are the applications running on the internet? I would say 95% applications what we connect every day, they are running actually in cloud. Zoom application is running in cloud. Netflix is running in cloud. PhonePe is running in cloud. WhatsApp is running in cloud. Facebook is running in cloud. Instagram application is running somewhere in cloud. YouTube is running somewhere in cloud. Gmail or Yahoo Mail is running in cloud. See, these are the things which we use regularly from our mobile phone or over the internet, right? So everything is over the cloud. Maybe in the year, let's say 2005, let's say 20 years before, if you had asked me the question like where exactly the applications or the servers are running, I would have said 99% servers, the applications are running on the physical server. But today, 95 to 98% servers are running over the virtual server, that is in cloud. So such a big change, such a big difference is this, right? The technology has evolved so much in last 17, 18 years. Anyhow, so right now, this is the situation, my friends. So literally everything is running in cloud. Now, remember, we have just done some calculation here. In this calculation, we came to know like to establish a network with, let's say, 200 servers, you are spending 7 crore, 5 crore, 8 crore Indian rupees, right? Now, have you ever imagined how much money these Amazon people are spending to establish a data center? And from this data center, they are providing services to us. Let me just, show you a number here, my friend. In Hyderabad data center, Amazon people have data centers in many different locations, many geographical locations. But if I just talk about my city, that is Hyderabad, in Hyderabad, the overall cost of the data center will go up to 36,000 crore Indian rupees. Wow, that's some money, right? Amazon people are spending approximately 36,000 crore Indian rupees only in the Hyderabad location to establish a data center and to provide services. Forget about all the other regions. Maybe in some other region, in some other place, they may have already spent 50,000 crore rupees. They may have already spent 70,000 crore rupees here. This is only about Amazon Cloud. I'm not talking about Microsoft, Google, and all those things. See, if I just talk about Microsoft, Google, and Amazon data centers in Hyderabad, the overall cost will be approximately 60,000 crore rupees. This is huge money, my friend, isn't it? This much money these companies are spending to provide cloud services to us. Now, do you really think cloud computing concept will go anywhere? See, who is providing the technologies? Companies are providing the technologies, right? So if they're spending that much money on this particular technology, one thing is guaranteed for sure that, cloud will not go anywhere. We simply cannot survive without cloud, my friend. That's for sure. But I hope you understood what exactly is cloud now. Instead of taking the resources on our own to run the application, we can simply go and take the resources from a cloud provider and we can simply run our application. I'll take a very general example. Let's say if you're traveling from India to, let's say, UK, obviously you have to travel in airplane, right? There are two options. One is to own a airplane, or to buy a ticket. Say 99.9% people across the globe, they can afford to buy a ticket, right? How many people who can buy a complete airplane to travel from India to UK? So buying a airplane is something like, making your own physical network to run your business. But just taking a ticket with all the other people, let's say 300 people are traveling and you're taking one ticket and you're using the same airplane for, let's say, 4 to 6 hours to travel. So this is much more affordable, right? Buying a ticket and moving from one place to another place, traveling from one place to another place. This buying a ticket is something like your cloud computing, my friend, where you can take some resources and you can simply run your application. Hardly we see people own a airplane to travel from one place to another place. Got it? Now let us see how we can buy a ticket. That means how we can take a server from cloud. See, again, I'm not explaining anything as of now. I'll just try to show you one simple practical here, like, how easy it is for me to take a server. Right now, I'm sitting somewhere in Hyderabad. I have just connected to my Hyderabad region here. I can get into any region, my friend, but I've just connected to Hyderabad region. I will take a server. I'll just take a Linux server from the Amazon people. Okay, let me just show you how to take this. There is a service called EC2 here, friends. I'll go to something called instances. By the way, this particular service is the most important service. It will take probably 10 classes for us to complete. Okay, so let us say test virtual machine, something like this is my name. You can see here it is simply providing you all the operating systems that are available in market like Ubuntu, Microsoft, Red Hat, SUSE, Debian. AWS people have their own Linux operating system, so I'll just go with AWS Linux here. And then it will provide you the hardware. It will say like what exactly you need, how many CPUs you need, how much RAM you need. They will provide you all the details here. Let me just, zoom it a bit. Can you see here now? If I want to take a bigger machine with more configuration, I can just go with this here. See, now for this machine, I am taking totally 8 processors and 32 GB RAM. So like this, we can simply increase our resources. Okay, but here what I'll do here is I'll simply go with a machine called T3 Micro, which is a free machine. Okay, then there is something called Keypair. Don't worry about all these things what I'm explaining here, my friend. There is something called network settings. I'll be enabling some network settings here like VPC. VPC is the second most important service, which will take another 8-10 classes actually. Okay, fine. IP address, firewall settings. I am literally selecting options here, which are mandatory. And coming to storage here, see how much GB storage. Let's say 22 GB storage I'm taking here, friends. Okay. Now it is asking me, tell us how many servers you need. Right now I said one. If I say 123, you know what happens? In next couple of minutes, 123 servers will be created. But do I really need 123 servers here? No. Let us say 2 servers. I just need 2 servers here. So I have connected to the Amazon data center here, my friend, which is there in Hyderabad. I have just logged into my account. How to create an account? It's a very simple process. We'll see this in coming classes. But I have already have an account here. I have logged in. I have connected to the Hyderabad data center. And I am saying, listen, I need 2 servers with Linux operating system, 22 GB storage, and so configuration. Once I select everything and once I say launch instances here, you know what happens now? Within next 30 to 40 seconds, can you see it? Success. Within next 30 to 40 seconds, my servers will be running. Done. This is your virtual machine. Let's say I'll just go with VM instead of complete virtual machine. So this is your VM 1. All right. And this is your VM 2. Job done. How many machines I have taken here, friends? Virtual machine 1 and virtual machine 2. Let us say in virtual machine 1, I am running some application. In virtual machine 2, I am running some application. We need a machine to run the application, right? See, business is based on application, right? So we need a machine to run the application. So we have a machine here with certain hardware configuration and certain operating system. What else we need? But my friend, when I was selecting the machine, I have already selected the concepts related to a router, concepts related to firewall, concepts related to storage. Remember when we started the session, what we said? Let me just go back here. See here. I said we need a machine where there is processor, RAM, storage, and all those things. We need an operating system. And then I said we need certain hardware components like routers, switches, firewalls, and all the other things. So in this cloud, without explaining anything, actually, I have already selected a router. Okay, let me just select a machine here. See, there is networking components I have selected, firewall I have selected, storage. Already I have selected everything and my machine is running. What should I do now? I just need to run my application there. I just need to store my data. That job done. How easy it is to take cloud services now. How easy it is to take these servers now. So literally every business completely or partially they are connected to cloud and they are running their applications and they are storing the data in cloud. One of the very common questions I get every time is, what about security? What if I say security is much better in cloud compared to the physical security in your network? Like for example, let's say you have totally 50 lakh Indian rupees. If you have 50 lakh Indian rupees, you have two options to store the money. One is you can keep the money in your home. Other thing is you can keep the money in bank. Say 99% people, they prefer bank to keep the money, right? Does it mean we cannot provide security in home? We can provide security in home as well. But can we provide the same security what bank people can provide? No. So home is like your local area network where you have data present within the company. Bank is something like a cloud. Security can be provided in the local area network, but there is much better security in cloud. So I repeat again, if you're keeping data in cloud or if you're running your applications in cloud, that is much better compared to running data, running application within the local area network or storing data within the local area network. So cloud is obviously much better. So security wise, there is no problem there. Okay. So see, both the machines are running now. It took me nearly 30-40 seconds actually to create these virtual machines. But probably it will take 20 classes for us to learn how to make this virtual machine ready and run and connect. We need to learn all the services, right? It's not like clicking here and there and just selecting the options and doing everything. We need to learn each and everything in great details. This is a concept of cloud computing, my friend, where we can simply run the services on a server which we are taking on rent or on lease. We are borrowing the resources from Amazon and we are running our application there. Job done. This is a simple way in which we can understand the concept of cloud. So literally every technology what you see today across the globe, that technology is running on cloud. Whenever you are sending an email, you're sending an email, the email is located in cloud. Whenever you send a message on WhatsApp, that message is available in cloud. So whatever we do, whatever activities we do on internet, my friend, everything is there on cloud. Means everything is there on a server which is available at some other location. That is a cloud computing. That's it. And who provides the cloud computing? Companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and many more companies, they provide the cloud computing. And which particular, cloud service we are learning here? Amazon Web Services we are learning here. This is the most famous cloud provider. Got it? This is the most famous cloud provider. For example, if you want to go and take a refrigerator, there are many companies that provides you the refrigerator, right? There are many companies that manufacture it. But what you do, you just try to go and take the best one. Always we select the best one, right? So Amazon is indeed the best one. Why it is the best one? There are different reasons actually. We'll see this in coming classes, but as of now, that is the best one. Okay, fine. So this is something about your cloud computing, my friend. I hope you understood the concept of cloud. I'll just try to go and connect to my server. Okay, I'm not explaining what I'm doing here, but I'll just try to connect to my server. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, any questions, anything you want to clear, I'm available for you, friends. Feel free to send your questions so that, we can have some discussion on it. Anyway, meanwhile, let me just go and connect to this server, which I've already created. I'm open for your questions and answers here, friends. It's already 1 hour now. I always say this, try to keep the sessions as interactive as possible. Try to keep the chat box as busy as possible. That makes things more easier for everyone. See, right now where I am, if you know any basics of Linux, you know where I am right now, right? If I say ls -, this is your Linux operating system. I have just created a server in Hyderabad data center. I have connected to the server. What should I do now in this server? Either I need to keep the data or either I need to launch my application. There are run my application. It can be web server, email server, file server, database server, gaming server, banking server. It can be anything that you use over the internet, my friend. That particular application is running somewhere here. Done? Fine. So this is something about cloud. I hope you understood some basics of cloud today. So the servers are running, but do I need to really run the servers? No, my work is over, so I'll just select the servers here. I'll go and simply terminate them. Tomorrow, I'll just show you the servers again, and then we can see a few more things actually. Next couple of classes, we have the same link. You can use the same link and you can connect to the session. And hopefully after a couple of classes, once we complete our demos and everything, the link will change. Okay. So hopefully I'll get some questions here. I'm just waiting for your questions. So meanwhile, I'll just try to put something here. This is a package where you have Amazon Web Services plus the Linux administration course. Amazon plus Linux administration course. And like I said, both the classes I'll be handling actually. And okay, there is a wow, pretty heavy question, my friend. What are the skills and technologies to know to get placed in companies like Cisco and AWS? Or let's say any company. Why to only select Cisco and Amazon? Let's say in any company. Two of the most common skills that everyone should know to get placed in any MNC are already there on your screen. You should know the concept of cloud computing and Linux server administration. This is the best way to start your career, my friend. It cannot be better than this. It can never be better than this, actually. Okay. If I can add one more thing here, that will be networking. That is your actually CCNA. There is no better way to start your career than learning the networking concepts, the server operating system concepts, and the cloud computing concepts. There will never be a better option, my friend. I repeat again and again, this is the best way to start your career. I know most of you people are maybe, aiming for DevOps or cyber security or ethical hacking or many other things. Great. For all the things, whatever you're planning to learn or whatever technologies my friend, networking, Linux server administration, and cloud computing is the backbone. See, I'm not saying the basics. I'm saying this is the backbone. Linux administration, you can see you're working in Linux administration for rest of your life. Networking, you can see you're working in networking for rest of your life. Same with your AWS. You're not learning basics, you're learning the administration, right? But I just want to show you the important. The question is a great question, actually, my friend. These are the technologies you know. These are the technologies you need to know to, at least get a call from a company. Then you have to face the interview. If you're able to crack the interview, obviously you're getting a job. But the question here is, what are the technologies which are in demand? Remember, I started my career in 2008-9. Server and networking was the go-to technology in that year. At that time, actually, today also it is the go-to technology. Forever, it will be the go-to technology. Every other technology is based on network and the server. Got it? So these are the technologies you should know to kickstart your career in great way. And out of this, we are learning both. I'll be taking CCNA classes also, but it's a different course. So hopefully, if you're interested, you can come for the CCNA classes also. Okay, but right now, this package is about Amazon Web Services and the Linux server administration. Fine. Great. So like I said, friends, tomorrow also we have the same link. You can just join the session with the same link. And let me just put you the package details here. It is only for 6,999 INR. You will get the recorded sessions for sure. Every session is recorded and you will get all the recorded sessions. And the other thing is, I'll be sharing some running notes there. And yeah, I'll be available on email as well as through my WhatsApp number. I'll be sharing WhatsApp number soon. After like a couple of classes, I'll share the number. So that, if you have any doubts, any questions, you can ping me on my WhatsApp at any time. Already we have like 1 or 2 people in this session who are coming in Linux also. But most of you, I think, are freshers who just came today. Yeah, I can see all the new names except one. She is coming in Linux as well. Yeah, but most of you came only for today, I guess. So I'm still here for you, friends. Feel free to, clear everything. If you're taking doubts with you, it's a loss for you. This is the best advantage you can take in a live interactive session. In a live session should be always interactive. It should not be like, I'm muting you on chat, I'm muting you on, voice message and all the other things. No, things will be always open there, chat box, and, everything is always open. On which date course will start? Course has started today. Today is 7th April, my friend. Today is the first session actually. Okay, it is just an introduction session, but we have seen something about AWS, right? So today was the first session of our Amazon Web Services journey. So gradually we'll just try to build everything. We'll just try to understand very basics first and next couple of days. And we'll just try to go with the main concepts that are there in the curriculum. But if you go and see the curriculum, what we have seen today is part of the curriculum. I simply cannot go and show you like how to create a virtual machine. I showed you how to create a virtual machine today, right? How many people have understood how to create a virtual machine? I guess none. So I just need to start in a way, and hopefully slowly and steadily things will be moving deep into this particular course.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, Lingaraj, good morning, my friend.
I have a doubt. I have one doubt regarding this, like a career. Actually, I
Mm-hmm.
am from non-IT background, but
Mm-hmm.
currently I am working as a network support engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I have completed my CCNA, but not certified in globally. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is it good to good for my career? Like
It will be
AWS plus
it will
like
be great for your career. There is a concept called VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. Remember, I said one of the things they should know is the networking, right? So when I say networking, I'm talking about CCN only. See, I'll just give some number names here: subnets, route table, DHCP, IP address, NAT gateway. These are the things you have already learned in CCNA, right?
yes.
I become CCNA certified 14 years before, my friend, the online global certification. This is one of the first certifications I did in my career, CCNA online certification. Okay, so maybe today it's not mandatory for you to go with this certification, but if you have the knowledge of CCNA, one module like VPC in cloud computing will be much easier for you. I'll just try to make things easier for everyone, but networking is a complete module in cloud, my friend. Networking is a very major part of DevOps. Networking is a backbone of cyber security. So it will be a great call for you. When you learn, where you learn, it's a different thing. But your question is it good to start the career in cloud? It will be great for you to start the career in cloud with some basic knowledge if you already have. If you don't have any knowledge, like I said to you, every service I'll be starting from very basics. I'll be starting every service from scratch. So if someone is here who is not having any knowledge of networking, no need to worry, my friend. I'll start everything from scratch actually. No issues.
And the practical lab will be on AWS or where?
This is your AWS account. Can you see the account on my right now? This is the account.
Uh,
This is the same account you have. You have to create the same account. I'll show you how to create an account. But once you join a company, you will see the account something like this. Your account, personal account will be something like this. I'll be showing you everything on this particular account. So it is like, in CCN, there is something called packet tracer. There is a simulation. But here we have to connect to the data centers directly. We need to connect to the data centers and we need to practice. It's a free account actually. Okay, so how to use the account, I'll show you, but yeah, you need to have the AWS account to do all the practicals.
okay.
It is a free account, but you still get some charges actually every month. Let's say 10 rupees, 20 rupees, something like this. No issues. We can simply go with this. Current charges for this month for me is $0.7. Oh, that's a bit scary for me. It's only 7th of April, but still it is this much. It will be under 10 rupees in a way, but still, forecasted for this month is around $0.24. It means around, let's say 20, 25 rupees. I just need to see why they are charging this much. But anyhow, this is a free account everyone should have. We will see how to create an account in coming classes. You just need to have a computer and a internet connection, my friend. Maybe you can borrow your friend's computer. You just need to log in into your account and you can do the practicals. That's it. Okay, so be fast, please. If you have anything else to discuss, only
Yeah, sir, Fawaz here. Sir, do you have can you provide any details about SageMaker service in AWS?
see, there are many services for us in cloud, but if you have to start learning, You need to start learning from these services.
Yes,
There are,
yes. After
yeah,
after the fundamentals like storage, network, and computing.
this is
After,
not, yeah, this is not fundamental. This is in depth. But
yeah.
yeah, see, these are the services we are learning. Let me just finish it. These are the services we are learning. But beside these services, there are many services which are there in cloud. I can
Mhm.
say one thing. Before we end the session or before we end the course, I'll make sure you know how to update or learn a new service. There is a process to learn everything, right? So I'll make sure you learn services on your own. But like I said, you, my friend, we have to stick to the syllabus what we have, because there are many other services available, services related to technologies like artificial intelligence, or services related to database, machine learning, Internet of Things, migration, networking, quantum, robotics, satellites. So maybe we cannot move to any new service here. Very sorry to say this, but we have to stick to our own curriculum there. I can just say I can provide you the resources from where you can, learn that particular service, but not exactly the service that we are going to discuss, but I can show you how to learn a particular new service. Yeah, right now there are 200 services. Some years before there were very few services. When AWS started providing cloud services, VPC, EC2, S3, IAM. These are the only 4 services available back in those days. I know till today, if you are good in these 4 services, you are literally eligible to get a job in any company. These are the 4 modules actually, not services. And if you go to this EC2 module, auto scaling is one service, load balancing is one service, security, EBS, all these are different services. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, Hari here.
Yeah, Hari.
Uh, so, from the developer, as a developer, how deep should we learn about this VPC components and all? See, before we start computing, we as a developer should only focus on the business requirement and all, right? Now, I can understand what is OS and what are the security, how important security to the applications and all. I can understand that. So
Mhm.
VPC and all is new to me. I mean that I can understand what are the components in that, but to learn in deep, how deep we should learn about that? That's what I want to understand.
See, if you crack the logic, like how much we need to learn in any service or any course or any technology, there is the best thing you have spoken, my friend. You should know how much to learn. There's the thing.
Okay,
Now, see here, my friend, we have a curriculum here. In this curriculum, I have added everything like what we are going to learn in VPC. Not only as a developer, if you're, let's say, into the networking field, or if you're a server administrator, or if you're majorly, let's say, cloud admin, how much we need to learn about VPC, that is what we are going to learn here, my friend. There are certain things we just need to make the design. We need to make the
hmm,
design of our, let me show you practically. Let me just take you through one of my existing batch. This is the way I'll share the running notes every day. So what you see right now on your screen, if you know this in VPC, you're literally done with this VPC. Like, what is VPC? Route tables, subnets, security group, network access control list, internet gateway. And there are a few more things actually. If you know all these services, you're done with this VPC. You're ready to launch any services. You're ready to work on anything in cloud. You just need to know all these things, what you can see right now on your screen.
okay,
Okay, but again, like before also question came like SageMaker and all the other things. Remember one thing, my friend, you should never learn everything in every technology. If you want to learn everything in cloud, probably it will take 2 years actually. And before you complete learning everything, many things will already have been changed. So you should know how much to learn. Where to put the comma and where to put the full stop is a very major part of our career. We just become mad actually, my friend. If you just start learning everything, we just become mad. No need to learn
yeah,
everything. You just need to see what is the requirement actually, and according to the requirement, we need to learn.
okay. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, fine. And can I
Mhm.
can we just stop the session because it's already 7:14 a.m. I need to
Yes,
stop the
yes.
session at 7. Please do join the session again tomorrow. It's a free link. So if you have any doubts, any questions, feel free to come again tomorrow. and clear all your doubts before you take a call to join, not join, whatever things you do, it's up to you. But please do join the session again tomorrow with all your questions. We'll just try to go a bit more deeper into the cloud concept. So there is some other class at the same time for this link. So I just need to stop this session here, friends, and see you tomorrow at same time with more and more details of cloud computing. Okay. Thanks a lot, friends. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming. See you tomorrow at same time. Bye.